very much on to Oluyole FM 98.5. It's up past 6 and it's time for conversation with Dayo and Tola.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
Good morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. Check your time, it's 6:32 a.m. Time for conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
And I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
Alright, it's the 15th day of the 8th month. That's the month of August 2020. That's exactly half of August. This month, somebody is saying that when a month gets to half, it has finished. Yeah. But it's not over until it is over.
When the month gets to half, you're actually looking towards payday for those on salary.
Those also be counting days now. You know. Thank God for Governor Sheyi Makinde. You can be very sure if you close your eyes like this, 25th.
GSMD.
Correct. GSMD.
I don't want to hit the middle of the head.
You just did. You just did. Well, we're happy that can be said. I mean, same on your state. I mean, we're grateful to God. All right, this is how we do the show. Mondays through Saturdays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. On Sundays, we're on TV. Okay. All right. And of course, this is a network program on the radio network of the Broadcasting Corporation of your state, coming to you live from Oluyole 98.5 FM right here in our Iliakide Orita Bashoro studios here in Ibadan. We're also live on our sister stations, being a network program, which means we're live on Agility 92.1 FM and Okiogun 96.3 FM. Check us out on our website www.bcus.tv/listen. You can listen live to this program via our website, and of course you can stream this program on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM and on Twitter at Oluyole FM. Watch us live as the show proceeds. Check us out on Instagram too. We're there at Oluyole 98.5 FM on Radio Garden and online radio platform Mixler. Mixler.com/Oluyole FM. Once again, you are welcome. This is where we give you news you can use, top-notch analysis, newspaper review, and of course you, our distinguished listeners, get to contribute to the program. Straight to the papers. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Saturday Tribune.
Straight. $62 billion oil revenue. Federal government's recovery effort suffers setback. Attorney General Federation Malami makes a U-turn over $13.5 billion demanded from Shell. Oil firm drops suit against government in exchange for withdrawal letter. Lagos Ibadan Expressway second Niger bridge order project may suffer. Page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
Those grim realities regarding the Nigerian economy there. Now, national security, some other grim realities. Plot to destabilize Nigeria is real, says SSS, and that's as government kill 15 in Niger community. And also this one that says how bandits, terrorists, other criminals get their weapons, and that's coming from retired Colonel Majuri, ex-commandant Army Intelligence School.
I think he's answering Mr. President. That he's asking, how do these weapons? Okay.
Rhetorical questions.
So, answer on the front page of the newspaper from Mr. President right there. Insecurity will persuade Buhari to sack military chiefs, says Senate. You have a picture of the Senate President, Dr. Hamid Lawan, right there, saying, will persuade Buhari to sack military chiefs, says Senate. Page 9 of the Punch newspaper for details of that particular story.
Bauchi lawmaker murdered, wives and daughters abducted. That's on page 4 of the Saturday Tribune.
Lawmaker, that's a member of the State House of Assembly. Wow. Wow. Right. 10 days after President's directive, NDDC scholars tuition unpaid. Pity these students. Page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
More heads to roll in Unilag. Varsities Council accuses serving ex-officers of financial recklessness. Says SAG VC was given fair hearing, and acting VC says he has assumed duty. Pages 8 and 25 of the Saturday Tribune.
Interesting. Unilag Senate seeks Buhari's intervention. Babalakin defends Ogundipe's sacking. Page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
Coming from Oyo State, the customs officer, one other killed in Oyo. That has to do, that's a Shaki to be precise. That's between the indigenes of the town and operatives of the Nigeria Customs Service.
Okay, someone has come out to indict the governor of Kaduna State, and of course it's someone who can say it because they also have that kind of immunity. Their own immunity has to do with talking. A member of the Federal House of Rep, their legislative immunity covers them when they say things, especially on the floor of the hallowed chambers. El Rufai government should stop taking sides in Southern Kaduna crisis. Magaji, Reps member. Page 23 of the Punch. That's saying something with your chest. You mentioned the name. If they want to ask you, let them come and ask you. He stood out and said it.
And I know that he has said this about hate speech. Speech.
I started with immunity. If he said this thing on the floor, no Jupiter can. There's nothing that can happen. There's nothing. I'm telling you, even though you don't insult president, if they say anything on that floor, it's constitutional. They are allowed to say it. We've had people who say they want to impregnate. But let's not go there. But nothing happened because they are covered. So if this statement was made on the floor, forget whether it's governor or whatever, he's covered.
He won't have to pay 5 million.
He will not. He will not have to. So he's covered. But I think he's making a point here, which this has to be looked into. Bias on the part of the governor of Kaduna State. Time permits to take that story details on page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
Protest as another woman is macheted to death in Ibadan, and it's still the same Akinyele local government
again.
And the stories are not so palatable.
It's not.
The handling of those that have been arrested.
Killing is the same method. So of course confirms what we said earlier. It's not about that young boy. It was never about him.
And the story is even about what the people of that community on the news yesterday, on the BCO's news, they actually alleged that the boy had been released in questionable circumstances, and that he was actually seen in the area prior to the incident.
Can you imagine? Same boy.
Same boy. He had been released, despite the fact that they actually confessed to the crime, and a lot of questions. A lot of questions that need to be answered.
Wow, the Nigerian police force will need to explain. They have a lot of things to explain because they are directly in charge. They paraded this same young boy. Wow. Okay. I lost sleep since police killed my pregnant wife. Husband of slain Ekiti woman. Page 22 of the Punch newspaper.
And still talking crime, rape. Court sentences teacher to life imprisonment over rape of minor. That's talking about on those state there. Page 6 of the Saturday Tribune.
We're talking about death sentence. Pan-African CSO's orders demand release of Kano Singer. Remember that man that was sentenced to death for singing blasphemous a song against the prophet? So people have decided to come up and protest and demand that the death sentence be reviewed. That's on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. CSOs.
And 30-year-old man locked up for years in Kano car garage.
Wow.
Page 4 of the Saturday Tribune.
In Kano. Are those people his parents for real? Maybe they wanted him to invent something like Bill Gates. You know, they used to invent in their garage. I don't mind. Saturday, I'm just being clearly locking him up was not for clearly not for anything good. For 7 years.
Father and stepmother.
Which is well. Lagos imposes 20 naira per trip levy on Uber Bolt orders. Page 28 of the Punch newspaper.
On politics, why I joined ZLP to contest governorship election. That's coming from the Ondo State Deputy Governor. I know a lot bothers me about these elections in Edo and Ondo State. But there's a picture speak here. There is a sort of rally, party faithful and supporters at the official declaration of Agbola for the ZLP in Akure on Friday, and nothing whatsoever like so physical or social distancing.
That's politics.
And even remember the rallies that were conducted in Edo State.
And it's still on anyway.
And you begin to wonder, are there no plans, nothing whatsoever and the government keeps on, everybody looks the other way. Is it like COVID-19 disappears when we are holding political rallies? And these are the same government that insisted initially on not opening schools at all. Saying that schools that could still be controlled, students that could still be controlled to do the needful.
You want to compare a classroom to a rally ground. Okay. Well, different strokes for different folks, but I think we should be sincere with ourselves. The world is moving on. If we move on now, I don't think it's outside the purview. We should do what benefits us as a nation. I just say we should apply wisdom. That's all I'll say for now. Deadly waters. How Lagos unlicensed boat captains endanger life and limb. Wow. Water transport in Lagos. The dangers that comes with it.
Unlicensed boat captains hardly follow regulations, overcrowding, taking beyond the capacity of the boats. These are the things that cause these mishaps on the water.
And I can assure you, with the closure of the third mainland bridge, these guys will have more patronage.
A lot more Nigerians will resort to lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Federal government inaugurates technical committee of experts. Page 4 of the Saturday Tribune.
5 years after, because it was a promise that they'll be lifting, providing employment for 3 million per year, lift 100 million people out of poverty.
Well, there's any step back to that. I think there is a plausible excuse in COVID-19.
And that's 2020 now. Okay, right.
They may have stalled. Maybe they would have been reaching the market off now if not for COVID-19.
All right. We'll take that.
I'm not making excuses for
you. Just did. All right. Okay. Don't be like that. NDD's minister. Okay. Is he minister now? Oh yeah. When he was supporting the appointment of the NDDC director of projects, those members that were asking them questions. Why will you appoint a medical doctor to be doing procurement? They who else is better to procure if not a medical doctor in this COVID time? The next question they ask is, when did you make the appointment? December 2019. Was there COVID-19?
in December 2019.
Was there COVID, or someone told you that there will be COVID?
What COVID was in China. They
did it ahead. All right. Okay. Let's take some more stories. Speak 12 of the Punch newspaper. Kaduna killings. May Lafia apologize profusely for his comments, says DSS. You are talking on his behalf,
but let's hear from him now.
Yes, he was speaking now.
The story we got was that he insisted on what he said.
Exactly. They are saying he apologized. Okay, maybe in their office. All right. It is not true. May Lafia. Okay. All right. All right, stories like this, and I'm sure people will want to listen. Okay, who time permits to take the story? Also on page 12 of the Punch newspaper, Cardinal Achilles Melafi apologized profusely for his comment, says DSS. It is not true, says Melafia. All right. And we also have this Ondo poll, deputy governor defects to ZLP. You took that a while ago.
Unemployment rate rises to 27.1%. That's coming from the National Bureau of Statistics. Imo leads the pack with 48.7%.
It's a serious matter. Now many millions, tens of millions that are jobless, not partially employed, as outrightly jobless. So it's not funny. In some countries, they don't allow things like that. They call them paychecks, just to keep them off the streets.
We're talking about Imo State. What happened to the typical Igbo boys' dexterity for self-employment?
I think Imo, is it Imo that is, or Anambra now?
Imo is the leading department.
I think Anambra is better off in some parts for some things, but Imo now, I think that might not be unconnected with COVID-19 shutdown. The shops. Most of them are businessmen. They're not the regular, secular civil servants and all that. They prefer their jobs, and now that COVID-19 has shut down their, shops and all that, they are equal to being jobless. So most likely, that is what is responsible for that. 10.6 million people in Northeast risk hunger, says United Nations. And we have kidnapping. Evans co-defendants lose bid to quash charges. So that guy is still there. He has still not been sentenced. All right. Page 12 of the Punch newspaper.
Also have this one. COVID-19 lifts weekend lockdown. And promotion Osun empowers 2038 maize farmers with 329 million naira. Bakers want federal government's intervention in high cost of ingredients.
They said the bread price will increase. They've been warning. So and you can't really blame them. Anything imported now in Nigeria. Okay. All right. So you have business asset sale. Share rejects Rivers Court judgment. The Osun story is also here. Osun empowers 2,000 maize farmers with an amount. Dawn tasks federal government on infrastructure as unemployment rises to 27.1%. Naira exchanges for 475 naira to a dollar as forex scarcity persists. CBN, do something. Okay. No justification for workers' strike, says NIMET. All that on page 26 or 28 of the Punch newspaper. Go to sports.
Igaro's PSG rumor dispelled. After Wasil Jimo joins Plateau United, Balogun battling fresh injury, and Arsenal make William top EPL Anna. Sports pages of the Saturday Tribune this morning.
It is difficult to replace Osimhen, says David from Lille. Says, well, we get someone like, you need get money now. And the guy too needed to move forward. I look forward to co-captaining the Tigers at Tokyo Olympics, Akato. And you have Gerard rules out Balogun from Livingston clash. And the icing on the cake last night, Bayern disgraced Barca 8-2 to reach UCL semis. There was no 8-2 for Barcelona yesterday. Messi was useless on the pitch. Well, we leave that to the is it Mary this man? When they come out, I'm sure Barcelona fans will be lost in action. You won't find them today. Only their trawlers that won't turn up. So you also have that Bayern disgraced Barca 8-2 to reach UCL semi-finals. And NFF celebrates Okocha Sia on birthday. And finally, Arsenal begin probe of £72 million Pepe deal. Okay, that's about that here.
And on tennis, Serena beats Venus at top seed open. And then
sister. Interesting.
Champions League, Lyon fair ref may favor City. That's on the 31 of the Saturday Tribune.
Wow, Serena and Venus. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
It was Venus years back, and then it became Serena, and now Serena is dominating. Now she even has a daughter upcoming. Well, wish them all the very best. Time check 6:51 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. We'll go straight to major stories. For the first shot.
Our plan to destabilize Nigeria is real, says SSS. The State Security Service, SSS, on Friday insisted that there were plans by some unnamed notable personalities in the country to subvert the nation. In a statement made available to Newsbell in Abuja by its spokesperson, Dr. Peter Afunanaya, the service pointed out that part of the orchestrations of the plotters was to engage in divisive acts as well as use inciting statements to pit one group against another in the country. The service, however, declared that in line with its mandate of detecting and preventing threats and crimes against the internal security of Nigeria, it would henceforth not condone unruly conduct of persons and groups that ought to know better. In this regard, it said it would not hesitate to, within the confines of the law, decisively deal with such groups and or with such persons and or groups, no matter how highly placed that may wish to test its resolve, while adding that it would continue to support participatory democracy in the country, urging all players to abide by the rules of the game. A plot to destabilize Nigeria is real, says SSS.
Wow. Well, so what are they doing about it?
I'm beginning to see extension of this hate speech thing here. If you can read between the lines, the SS is talking about persons, groups, and saying that no matter how highly placed, urging all players to abide by the rules of the game of democracy.
Rules of the game.
I'm beginning to see an extension. Somebody has breached someone, and in any case, who would be the direct beneficiary of a destabilized Nigeria? That's another question. And the DSS is not actually looking at, well, fine, there could be threats internally among persons or groups who would like to see a destabilized nation. Maybe they stand to benefit one thing or the other. But then the DSS have not spoken about the immediate threat which we are all seeing: insurgency, terrorism, the international connections, arms proliferation, and the seeming insensitivity on the part of the government itself, the continued frustration on the part of the people who have been the victims of insurgency and terrorism, and the tendency that people may begin to take their destinies in their hands. People may begin to resort to self-help when it comes to defending themselves. These are the immediate threats that could lead to chaos, which we all see. But now the DSS seems to be narrowing down on individuals and groups who want to pit one group against the other.
Talking about narrowing down, let's hear from someone who once visited the office of the SSS. Kaduna killings. May Lafia apologize profusely for his comments, says DSS. It is not true. May Lafia. The Department of State Services has accused a former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Dr. Badaya Melafia, of attempting to cause a breach of the peace in the country. The service also berated the former development banker, saying he's playing to the gallery. Melafia, in an interview with a radio station, alleged that a northern governor was the commander of the Boko Haram terrorist group. He was subsequently invited by the Plateau State Office of the DSS and interrogated for 6 hours before being released. But Melafia, while addressing journalists after his visit to the secret police, said he stood by his allegations. However, the DSS public relations officer, Dr. Peter Afunaya, in the statement on Friday said Melafia apologized profusely for his comments during questioning. He recalled that the DSS had earlier raised the alarm that some notable personalities were planning to cause a breakdown of law and order. Afnaya also said that Melafia, as a former deputy governor of the CBN and currently directing staff at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, could add unhindered access to government platforms, noting that he should be conversant with official information management protocols. Okay, so that's what they feel. This he agreed to be a grievous error on his part. He added it is even more condemnable that Melafia, who had profusely apologized during his visit to the Service Plateau State Command for his ignoble statement, would afterwards announce to the world that he stood by his misguided eruption. Can you imagine? Yes. Now, but the former presidential candidate said he was not looking for glory, insisting that he was not out to incite Nigerians. He said, quote, Melafia now, I did not apologize for inciting Nigerians to violence. I never admitted that I was inciting Nigerians or apologized. My name means a man of peace, and that's what I am. Melafia disclosed that what he said in the interview was not new, adding that he had expressed his view in his column. So he's lying.
And the SSL also says that Melafia chose to cross the lines of decorum and conduct expected of a personality of his status, and that he never took advantage of these to reach any of the security agencies or related agencies to share the so-called information at his disposal.
Indeed. Is that something they don't know already? Or they choose not to let people know?
These are even reports that even the BSS are presented at one time or the other, indicting top public officers. Some of them are in the Senate. They've actually mentioned names in the past, and nothing was done.
It's on news, as the case may be. So Melafia may not have said anything new, just that he could not mention a name, so that is like he's shrouding information, and that in a way could have made him culprit, as a matter of fact. Well, let's look at this. $62 billion oil revenue. Federal government recovery efforts suffer setback. All your money that we are planning to spend, what has happened to it? Okay, something happened with Shell. The federal government, through the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Abubakar Malami, SAN, may have beaten a retreat from its fight to recover an estimated $62 billion in accrued revenues from some international oil majors. Before the withdrawal, the Attorney General had argued that the revenue accrued because successive administrations neglected key aspects of the production sharing contracts between the federal government and the IOCs, bordering mainly on the sharing formula between the government and the IOCs. Malami recently stated the expected funds had been earmarked for major ongoing infrastructural projects in the country, including the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Kano-Abuja Expressway, and the second Niger Bridge. Going by the Central Bank of Nigeria's current official exchange rate of $379 naira to a dollar as of Friday, the $62 billion at stake amounts to about 23.5 trillion naira. Now, the federal government had alleged that Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited, the Nigerian arm of the global IOC, was responsible for $13.5 billion of the total revenues denied Nigeria. During the week, Saudi Punch obtained correspondences between Malami and Shell that gave insight into the squabble, government recovery efforts, and Nigeria's about ton. On March 13, 2020, Malami wrote to Shell and appealed to the oil and gas giant to withdraw its suit and arbitration proceedings instituted against the federal government for demanding the company's share of the $62 billion. The AGF then asked the oil company to engage with regulatory agencies to remedy any possible lapses over the implementation of the production sharing contracts in Nigeria and possible negotiation on terms of payment. Now, Shell dropped the suit. Atake, who took over the case by virtue of a notice of change of counsel filed by Ogumura Balogun of the Olumuwa Jai's law firm on May 18, 2020, filed a notice to discontinue the case on the same date. The court, presided by Justice Ijoma Ojuku of the Federal High Court in Abuja, subsequently struck out the case in a ruling delivered in May 27, 2020. But recently, we've discovered Malami backtracks on request for payment. Informing the company of his decision to withdraw the previous demand for payment, Malami stated, "Please be informed that the previous demand covered by letters issued by Messrs. Strobel International Nigeria Limited seeking the payment of additional revenue and interest accrued to the federal government of Nigeria under the production sharing contract is hereby withdrawn." Why are we withdrawing? Well, Malami has reacted, was reached out to, and he said when contacted on Friday to clarify why Malami withdrew the demand for the $62 billion on the IOCs, while continuing to raise the hope of the public about the prospect of recovering money for federal government. The media aide to the minister, Dr. Umar Gwandu, stated in a terse message sent to our correspondent, "Please send your inquiries on IOCs to the Ministry of Petroleum Resources or NNPC. Thank you."
You know, one thing I'm sure of is that all multinationals couldn't have perpetrated any irregularities without the connivance of top officials in this country. I'm not just top officials, I'm talking about the people who run the affairs of this country. There is this thing, talking about the issue of environmental pollution in the Niger Delta and some other parts of the country where the multinationals are operating. They always have this answer each time they get to dialogue with the militants, with those who are agitating for a change, for a cleansing of the environment. They always say that, well, we are not responsible for your corrupt government. The fact that your government is corrupt, you don't hold us responsible. And I think that this is what is playing out here. I mean, we are seeing the result of years of rot in that sector.
Tola, the fear here is that, are we sure somebody has not been negotiated with to let go of this? Because this is what happens a lot, especially when it comes to these IOCs. They will hold 100 billion and they will call Mr. XYZ to the back. "Chairman, take 1 billion. In fact, take 10 billion. Forget this 100 billion. Drop this case." The question people are asking now is, Mr. Malami, why are you dropping this case? You know, I took my time to read everything. That's why I intentionally, so that people will be aware. I read everything so that people will know what is going on. You just woke up one morning, wrote to the court, and you are withdrawing the case. Why?
That's what I was saying, that when the activists now begin to raise questions, when they actually put their questions to the IOCs, what they usually say is that, well, go and hold your leaders accountable, go and talk to your leaders.
Imagine.
Brazenly, they refer you back to that. The fact that your leaders are ready to compromise, you shouldn't hold us responsible. Talk to your leaders. So it means they will do the needful if in other countries, when they perpetrate such things in other countries where they are operating. I mean, in countries that are sinner crimes. Anyway.
Well, no money is coming from that angle. Let's just
they said some projects may be under threat.
Lagos by the expressway, second Niger bridge. I mean, where would the money to finish these things come from? Of course, you won't be borrowing to do those ones. So Lagos by the expressway may
you go to China.
Okay. All right.
Coming down to Ibadan, the state capital, another sad story. Protest as another woman is macheted to death in Ibadan. Still talking about Akinyele local government. Discontented at the spate of killings in the past 3 months, residents of Akinyele local government area on Friday took to the streets in protest. The protesters particularly ventilated their displeasure at security operating in the area, pelting stones and other objects at operative sited. Hours before the protest, another woman, one Mrs. Fumilayo Oladejo, a resident of Orioke Olonokole in the council area, had on Thursday evening been caught in the head with a machete by yet to be identified assailant. Though Mrs. Oladejo was taken to the University College Hospital UCH Ibadan for treatment, she died from the injuries on Thursday. The public relations officer of the Oyo State Police Command, Mr. Benga Fadi, confirmed the incident but lamented that the protesters took laws into their hands and that attacked police personnel of Mania Command. Rather than taking to violence, Fadi advised that the protesters should allow the police to carry out its investigation in order to arrest perpetrators of the latest killing. Protest as other woman is macheted to death in Ibadan.
Wow. Why we will not support, taking laws into one's hands? I would not sit down here and say that people do not have a right to protest. The right to protest is a fundamental human right. But I started with the fact that you cannot take matters into your hands. One of which is attacking a uniformed, whether uniformed or non-uniformed, do not attack them, for whatever reasons. That said, I think we need to say something on this Akinyele issue.
And the allegation is that the investigations may have been jeopardized. I think the police needs to come out and say something about this. That's what
I saw the business report, and I'm wondering when people were boldly saying that they saw the boy. I said, walking in broad daylight. The same boy that confessed to killing people and collecting 500 naira and eating amala. The same boy. Haba.
So there are a lot of questions to be answered, and I think the police should also make some efforts to actually secure that area, not only against future attacks now, but the possibility of the people venting their frustrations and and the possibility of a breakdown of law and order in that area. The police must actually do something to nip that in the bud.
I wish I was even the same boy that did this one. That's
what residents are saying. That's what residents are saying.
Somebody will just meet a woman and machete. Something needs to be done, and it must be done urgently. Urgently. This is one attack too many, and it's the same method. Same
local government area, same locality, same vicinity.
No. I don't believe that this is beyond the Nigerian police force. I don't believe they cannot. I don't believe they are overwhelmed. I don't believe they don't know what to do. I still want to believe that they can achieve security.
So when that regular pattern,
you already know what they do. You know how they do it. You know where they are doing it. Come on. This is an outright call on the Nigerian Police Force or State Command. Please do the needful. And when people are coming out and it is gradually going towards a trend, when people start attacking policemen, we don't want this. We will not support it. We would never support it on this platform. But then when people are tired, I was discussing with somebody, and the guy took me back to secondary school physics, Hooke's law, that everybody has elastic limit. Everybody has, or even the most gentle man in life, you say, he's gentle. You see, looking so he has elastic limits. If you push him to the wall, he will shout. And I think this is what is happening in Akinyele before it becomes something else, and hoodlums take it over. When protests are on, some people that want to just they will just want to steal. So I think we can avoid this in Nigerian police force. Please do the needful in Akinyele local government. Let this be the last that we'll read, in terms of attack from that local government.
There's also this unpleasant story too. Customs officer, one other killed in the customs officer. The customs men were said to have chased a suspected smuggler into town. They were said to have shot the smuggler dead, and that of course triggered a reaction from the people, which a customs officer was killed. The rules of engagement also come up here. Well, the customs officers definitely, of course, they have to perform their duties, but then they have to be careful, stick to the rules of engagement and the use of arms.
Exactly.
I think that's what went wrong there.
This still borders on security, ensuring security in the country. While it's easy to point accusing fingers to Buhari and the security chiefs, we should look at our locality too. What's going on? And why are we losing it easily as a people? Why? Something needs to be done. Well, it's Saturday, we open the phone lines. Time check 7:10 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. Join the conversation. 08055009850 08055009850. That's the number to join the discussion from wherever you are. Let's know your name and location. Please, 60 seconds max. You don't have to spend that long. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you for the good job.
Amen. Seems you have closed your radio, sir. Please move away or turn down the volume.
Okay, I On the issue of joblessness, well, corruption has grounded our factories. Corruption has put job embargo, employment embargo on the nation. So and the problem is that we have not changed yet. So how are we going to ensure that our people get a job to do? So we just have to change. On the issue of security, so there is some people are trying to destabilize the country. Already we have destabilization, unstable supply of electricity, unstable economy, unstable security, insurgency here and there, bandits everywhere, murders on daily basis. So we don't need to say what some people are trying to destabilize the country. It's already destabilized. Wow. Let the power that be do the needful. Security, let the power that be work seriously on it. And God will help us. Thank you.
Okay, I was going to say that voice sounded like so we know already. All right, the phone line is still open. 08055009850. Let's make it brief so more people can comment. Someone is here, right?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
This is Aruna from Odoru, Bomoso.
You're welcome.
Mr. Diachi, God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
You see, on the issue of insecurity in this our dear nation, it's quite unfortunate that the department that is concerned, they are not doing the big. We just pray that they should just do the needful. We are not happy with what is going on in this country. They should please make us happy. God bless this country, and God bless the state.
Amen.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Adiola Sunday on Facebook is saying good morning, Tola and I. On Kaduna killing, the state chief security officer should be blamed for that, and there's need for quick action to stop this. On custom and Shaki killing, most of our borders are just like toll gates, money making. Okay, Comrade Adiola from Shaki. Oh, you are from there. You know what you are saying. You know what you are saying. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, please, I do Christian from Yes, I do.
Okay, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, the thing is, this thing is too much. Every day the thing is too much. And we Nigeria, we should not keep quiet and be looking like them. Because this is too much. The president will find something, find a reasonable something to it. And it's going to be responsible if anything happens much like this. So, and the chief security of in Nigeria, I just pray we God save Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much.
It's too much.
Thank you so much. Adio Christian Bolan, thank you so much. Linky Ajobi on Facebook saying good morning, Mrs. Dan Tola, about the killing again in Akinyele, but the security authorities have questions to answer about this. It's supposed to be their task to save the citizens from these criminals. God save us. Or Linky Ajobi from Omiadio, Ibadan. Christian Bolan Adio, you've called us, so I won't take your comment again. Araja Agbomojo Olowa saying good morning, Mr. Dan Tola. Chais, Chief Security Officer, please don't fold your hands on this killing of your people. Do something. Save us from this. God will save and protect all of us. So Ojulala Kanfin Shori, thank you so much, Aja Agbomojo. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Philip Alabi from New Peru.
Okay, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
I want to make a comment on the last sentence. A teacher that is very minor as a welcome development. Because when the government takes a drastic step against the rapists, then you can need the act to yourself. Secondly, I want to comment on the scholarship students on LDC list that what they say. That's why the government, that's why the president directive that is students. The students have been listening from hand to mouth for some years now, for some months now. Yes, when this is I get to pay their list. I want to aspire the NGC. This act fast because of this student, because of our unique approach. That's my own comment.
Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate your comment. On Twitter, let me jump to Twitter now. Olakunle Don at Olakunle_Don is saying DSS versus Melafia's apology. We know who is saying the truth. You know, Olakunle, you know. Okay, but it is better the truth is revealed to set the nation free. And he also saying DSS should not be miserly with the truth. Destabilization is already a manifestation by terrorists and headsmen. Okay, is Kemia Ameliorator also on Twitter at boss_oxide. He said it is well with Tola and Dayo. That's all I have to say for today. Oh, thank you. That's what you have to say. Thank you. We'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm Oluyole from Oluyole.
Okay. Nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
From Oluyole.
Go ahead with your comment, sir.
I just beg our government. The security in Nigeria is alarming somehow. I don't know what is happening. The killing everywhere. We just need these people to wake up to the attacks. The killing is too much. Children, we are losing children, we are losing wife, we are losing husband. The security situation, the government need to stand up and rise to the occasion. We get there. How somebody will be in the meantime just get killed anyhow? It's not good. They need to find solution to this. Good government deserves security for people to enjoy the good governance. Sharing everywhere is not good.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate your comment. Let me go back to Facebook quickly. Fulala Adewale on Facebook says, good morning, Mr. Dayantola. You're doing well. Please, this issue of killing, especially in Akele, need urgent attention before it become another thing. I be like I'm not sure I understand this Yoruba. May God heal our land before it's too late. From Ogbomoso. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
I am Shufadele from Gora.
Oh, nice to have you, Chief Adele.
On the issue of this security in Akele local government, people at Akele have moved to the world. So where the security and the people in the Akele take the control of their area, the police are not doing anything. How can we, the man that was confessed, that was claiming about such people, how can we be seen in the street again? So let the people take control of that place. On the issue of customer attacking, when somebody was carrying a bag of rice and they killed him, when I was coming from Ibadan the day before yesterday, I saw people on the way. I thought it was an accident. When I got there, it was this firework people. About 450 people with custom police making arrangements how the people will get to Ibadan. How can that be? And they will be killing somebody that's carrying a bag of rice. God will take control of this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief Adele from Igbora. Well, someone from Shaki already called and mentioned and indicted them heavily.
Here's the question. It's always so easy for the custom services to apprehend them smugglers of food items, rice, groundnut or vegetable, but arms keep coming in, and they don't seem to make any arrest in this regard, no interceptions. And
So unfortunate. We'll take more calls before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Been a while. Nice to have you, sir.
Yeah, I want to give you comment on the that is currently in Machiavelli. I want to advise the Nigeria police and the commissioner of police to please fight up to their duty. The feeling is too much. Look at what is happening in Southern Kaduna State, and we say we have security in this country. I don't know whether our security, I want to ask, as we expect the security of this country. They are not doing anything. I want to advise the Nigeria police and the commissioner of police, they should please sit down the perpetrator of that killing in Machiavelli government. See what? Innocent souls. They are letting the life of innocent people in the house. And look at the Kaduna State. Look at what the government is here. And that's the that's my comment.
All right. Thank you so much, Prince Aderemi. We really appreciate your call. Thank you so much, Prince Aderemi from Ogbomoso. Right. The phone line still open 08055009850. That's the number to join the conversation. 08055009850. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Where are you?
I believe that we have said it that security, security is in the hands of God. I think we should all go in need in prayers to God Almighty. We did it during the Pasha days. We had what we had Nigerian priest, and God answered our prayers. Right now, even the chief security officer of this nation, he has been called upon several times to send home all the security chiefs. He's going to have no answer to all our security stations in this nation. Let us go to God Almighty in our knees and pray fervently, and I'm sure our prayers will be answered. Security will have a long lower. Everything is just security-wise we don't have in this nation. You sue everybody. This is so going on in prayer to God Almighty. And I'm sure it's going to fight for us as he did in the Abacha days. And all of us waiting on it to pray to God Almighty. That is where our hope lies.
All right, thank you, sir. We need your name and location, sir.
If God is going to do anything, God is going to do anything, forget about it. The same thing as, send all these security chiefs, these young boys who have good ideas. This is not doing anything about it. Because we continue clamoring every day for it. And yet, it's not doing anything. And then let us go to God in our prayers. And I'm sure He's going to answer.
All right, thank you so much. Your name and location, sir? Adebayo from Ogbomoso. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. The phone line is still open. I'll just take a couple more calls, even though Mary is here already.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm saying from Ogbomoso. This is Ashikagola.
Okay, nice to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, you don't know who is saying the truth, but I believe these are not saying the truth. It's me last year. I don't know why we are going to this country. Secondly, sir, now we are in Mexico beginning the operation. Suppose you have started, all this that is happening in Akeli.
Just deploy them there.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, Isaac Agbola. And recruitment is on.
I understand them.
Money has been released for them. We can't wait. I'm serious. That's the truth. We can't wait. Okay, let's take a couple more calls before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Chris calling from Ikene.
Oh, nice to have you, Mr. Chris. Go ahead.
Right, thank you very much. So, first of all, I want to state on this issue of recruiting child soldiers in the country. The ground is ripe and it's fertile for this type of recruitment. When the Alamajiri children are in the north, they have nothing to eat, nowhere to sleep. When people who commit heinous crimes are pardoned, you see the soldiers are losing morale. That is why they are going into private business instead of fighting. Military chiefs will go to the wounded, who cries for them, and then fail to take care of their families, and this type of problem will continue. On the man that locked up a 30-year-old man in Kano, I suggest that man should be killed, because if you see the video, you will see that it's massive humanity.
Exactly.
Finally, in recent time, if you see that the president federal government is in tatters and is in confusion, where nobody obeys orders, where ministers take decision without approval, and where enemies of the state are pardoned on regular basis. Let the president sit up and do the needful, so that he will bring members of his cabinet to order. Thank you and God bless.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chris Omikere. You know, this statement with Mr. Chris reminded me of a cartoon in one of the dailies yesterday. Al Qaeda that they said is just coming. They showed two terrorists, one carrying AK-47, that one carrying RPG. So Al Qaeda was asking, Boko Haram, so how do you do it? If they catch you, you say, small thing. If they catch you, just say you are repented. They will let you go. They will even buy you dress.
I'll be treated like a
see our story in Nigeria. Just imagine. Let's pick one more call before Mary takes over.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
You're on. Oh, Mr. Faladu. Okay, all right. Please go ahead, sir.
This is on the issue of engagement. Maybe the time is that's not clear. But for this contract, they believe in big supernatural power and they have to defeat. To find their way through the border. So you don't expect Kosovo to be looking at them. Now, one Kosovo was killed. Supposedly, the king Kosovo was the king police to teach that. So that's Kaliko that way is different. So they have to defend themselves. And I'm not sure about doing too. Actually, I guess, to me personally, we need intelligent information. That's what we need. The police have what called repetition deficit. And some that the police are not finished. There's no way we can do this. That's it. People around the issue. That's not the story. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Some rules of engagement. And it's not you, and it's not me.
I actually do though. Okay, the rules of engagement, the need for the security operatives to abide by rules of engagement. But it's funny saying that the smugglers themselves are sometimes armed.
Some of them are worse than others. Very true. It's very
right. They also have to defend themselves. Well, we don't know what actually transpired that led to the killing, but
it's very true. Some of those guys are they can be something else. Can we hazard a call?
Last call.
Okay, last caller for today.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
okay. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead, ma.
I thank those that talk about issues happy anything. But what is concerning me this morning is that the dollar is increased to naira. So I want to assist our children to find something to do about this because it will affect our economy in Nigeria.
You are very right. Thank you so much, Yamosura. Enjoy your team today. For those that can see ahead, something must be done. Because tomato, they will tell you it's dollar the world. He will come now. He say, I didn't do it well because dollar is expensive. I'm a lady. We spend money. All right, that's the show today. Join us on TV tomorrow, mid-news 7 p.m. BCUS television. I remain Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola.
Really, what happened to Barcelona yesterday? What happened?
You know, the thing is, as a football fan, I am angry.
Yeah.
I'm not even pissed at the fact that it's Bayern, and as just a football fan, a random football fan, I am angry that slowly Barcelona is getting into that space that Arsenal is now, where they just decimate them anyhow, and it's true. They decimate Arsenal. They decimate Arsenal, and their fans are like, oh, it's fine.
You don't have to rub it in.
Slowly, Barcelona is also getting there. I mean, this is Barcelona for heaven's sake. Barcelona.
The UEFA Champions League.
Who? How?
Man.
It's I don't know. There's a whole lot to talk about.
Even Chelsea, managed on two legs.
4-2. And then you had just 90 minutes to shut your defense, and then everybody sits back, even stay home and concede 2.
Did Messi play at all? I'm trying to remind myself that it was in that match. Okay. All right, you've heard our voice. Up next, spotted bits.
Well, let's talk about this morning, especially coming from that of Barcelona League last night. Pretty huge what went down in there, but all of that we'll get to talk to you about. Also, Formula 1 for this weekend, it's going to be the Spanish Grand Prix. Toto Wolff says he's considering leaving Mercedes, talking about the fact that he doesn't want to go from being very good to just being good. Some huge decisions to be made in that place. Also, a preview for the weekend later today. It's going to be Manchester City up against Olympique Lyon. Whoever wins will be facing Bayern, and I'm sure no one definitely wants to face Bayern at this point in time. We will be right back. Yes, good morning. Welcome to Sporty Bits this beautiful Saturday morning right here. Oluyole 98.5 FM, reaching you live from the city of Ibadan. Well, special welcome to everyone joining us from Agility FM 92.1, OK FM 96.3. Also, the website and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram are saying welcome to the show this morning. Promises to be an exciting 18 minutes. Quickly talking sports all around from the world of sports. Well, the first is ready. Sure, trust me to bring to you all of this latest reports. My name is Mary Akinshala. Let's get straight to business. Okay, starting off from last night, Bayern Munich 2 taking on Barcelona. That was in Portugal, and a whole lot had to happen right there. But I'm sure no one predicted that he would be mulling at the end of the day. Embarrassing 8-2 defeat for Barcelona in the hands of Bayern Munich. Huge one right there. But just like I was here after Juventus took on Olympique Lyon, I think that was a week ago, I did talk about the fact that so many blames need to be apportioned as far as this one is concerned. I think that's where we will be starting off from this morning. Apportioning of those blames. I think in the Juventus case, we talked about the fact that it has to be the managerial position. I mean, those who are in the club, those who are making the decision for management in the club, that will take the larger share of this blame. But then in the Barcelona situation, I would be leaning away from that opinion a little bit. Now, start off from what exactly did they think changing coaches in the middle of the season would do for them? They took away, they sacked Ernesto Valverde, they brought in Kike Setien, and let's talk a little bit about statistics. Well, since 2015, only once has Barcelona been able to make it into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, and that was last season where they faced Liverpool. Of course, they won at the Camp Nou, then they lost at Anfield. But then, if you look at the fact that 2017, so many people remember the Peter Drury commentary. That was the good God from Rome, because the Manolas getting the job done against Barcelona, where they threw away an interesting lead at the Camp Nou that they brought into AS Roma, and they lost it by 4-1. Also, away from that one, they came in 2018-2019 season, and that was against Liverpool. They won 3-0 at the Camp Nou. They came to the Anfield and they lost 4-0. Away from that one, now straight to last night. It was just a single leg. 90 minutes for you to get the job done. 90 minutes for you to defend like your lives depend on it, and then you're unable to get something done in this one. So many people will talk about the fact that it was Bayern Munich. There was nothing they could do, but it was the same Bayern Munich that Chelsea came up against. Now this is a Chelsea. So many people talk about this season as not having so many things going on for them, but they were able to hold it down 4-2. But then a certain Barcelona, I mean, it's Barcelona. When you look at let's even start with apportion the one for the managerial point of view. Exactly what was Kike Setien thinking? You, in the past 3 years now, Barcelona has made 3 huge signings. When we say 3 huge signings, that if you total all the money, it's running into about £360 million. Now, those 3 signings yesterday, 2 of them started from the bench of Barcelona, and 1 out of the signings started for Bayern Munich. That's talking about Philippe Coutinho. For those who do not know, Barcelona sent Coutinho on loan to Bayern Munich, and at the end of the day, he scored 2 goals against them yesterday. Quite poetic, if you'd ask me. And of course, if you know Barcelona right well, you would know at this point in time, all they are thinking about now is how to fire Kike Setien. Yes, fire Kike Setien, it's fine. But if you do fire Kike Setien, also do not forget that that means that you would have paid 3 managers about 671 million wage bill. And you look at even the team itself. Now, this is where we tend towards, okay, what exactly is wrong with the hierarchy? I'm talking about Barcelona, the director of football, the president, and the rest of them. Although there are reports that is saying that the director of football, Eric Abidal, has been sacked, but I don't think we can substantiate that just yet. But for me, I don't think it's just about Eric Abidal going. It also is about the president of Barcelona, that's talking about tomorrow. He also probably at this point in time needs to take a bow, because if you try something for three straight years and it's just not working, you need to look inwards and say, where exactly is the problem coming from? I mean, Gerard Piqué came out yesterday to say that Barcelona has hit rock bottom, and if at this point in time somebody needs to leave the team, he doesn't mind sacrificing his space for some young blood to come and get the job yesterday. You look at a certain Alphonse Davies, 19 years of age. He started his playing career in the MLS junior years, and he's done with Barcelona, one of the best left backs in the world as it stands. You can't take anything away from how emphatic he was for Bayern Munich on the night yesterday. You also want to talk about the fact that let's talk about the fact that before the weekly wages that these Barcelona guys collect. You look at a certain Antoine Griezmann, who came in from Atletico Madrid, 29 years of age, earning £346,000 per week. Certain Luis Suarez, 33 years of age, he earning £405,000 per week. Sergio Busquets, £260,000 per week. Rakitic, 32, £230 per week. The average age of a Barcelona player at this point in time is about 31 years, and there hasn't been this much irresponsible spending in a long time in football, in my opinion. I mean, Barcelona is just throwing the money out there, left, right and center, and nothing is coming out of it. You look at yourselves, you look at what Barcelona, champions of the world, champions of everything you can ever call it, you look at what they have been reduced to, coming into a single leg 90 minutes and conceding 8 goals. It's just you can't seem to wrap your head around it. Thomas Müller yesterday, running them ragged, man of the match performance for him. It was huge. Well, before I leave this Barcelona triangle, one thing I had to say, one thing I'm definitely sure of now as a football fan, is the fact that until something happens to the presidency hierarchy in Barcelona, I don't think anything is going to change. Sadly, they are now getting to the post-Messi era. It's one thing they have to come to terms with, and it looks like the post-Messi era for them is going to look like the post-Alex Ferguson era for Manchester United. Everyone knows how long it took Manchester United to get their ducks in a row after Alex Ferguson left them. How long is going to take Barcelona, even since they can't even do when Lionel Messi is in the team? I think it's going to be a topic we'll talk about for a very extremely long time. But as it stands, of course, Bayern Munich, we won't take anything away from them. Amazing team. They understand what they are doing. 100% courage, 100% grit, 100% talent at this point in time. Lewandowski, a whole lot of accolades needs to go out to that man. 54 goals now in a single season. Rio Ferdinand was talking about the fact that he needs to start a protest to tell the organizers of Ballon d'Or, that's talking about France football, to bring back the Ballon d'Or for this year, because this is the year he does deserve it. He has done everything possible to win a Ballon d'Or this season, and it's going to be terrible if he does not get it at the end of the day. Of course, we should still be having the FIFA the best awards, but for everything he has done this season, of course, Roberto Lewandowski deserve all of the accolades. Our huge one right there at a Bayern Munich. Okay, straight now to all the sporting stories. Let's start from Formula One, where of course it's going to be the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. Lewis Hamilton has won it 3 times in the last 5 seasons, 5 races. Let's use that one now. Last 5 races. So many people would expect that he will get the job done tomorrow. Well, first practice session, Valtteri Bottas led that one. Second practice sessions was all about Lewis Hamilton. But then one other thing Mercedes needs to look out for was their downfall last weekend, talking about the tires. Of course, it's going to be quite cooler. Talking about the Spanish temperature for this weekend, so probably the high downforce that was there during last weekend will not be happening for this weekend. Toto Wolff, yes, that's the manager for Mercedes. He says that he's thinking about his Mercedes future at this point in time. He doesn't want to stay because he feels that if he stays, they will be going from very good, that's his word, very good, to just good. Talk about leaving when the ovation is loudest. I'm sure that's something some people do not understand. Let me not call names, but I'm sure so many people understand what I'm talking about. Living when the vision is loudest, that's what Toto Wolff is talking about. But you can't take any away from the fact that Toto Wolff has been the most successful team principal for Mercedes in their history. Huge win for that man right there. He has been dominating the scenes. I'll talk about 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2020, it looks like it's also still going to be all Toto Wolff, all Mercedes at the end of the day. So he says probably at the end of this season he wants to leave because he doesn't want to go from very good to just being good. Okay, straight away from there now down to tennis, where the ATP finals are for November. Sure, they will be holding the WTA and the ATP have confirmed that one. But what we are saying right now is that it's going to be holding behind closed doors, which is not a surprise due to the coronavirus pandemic. Also talking more tennis stories now. Lexington Open, only 4 people remaining. One of them is definitely Coco Golf. Of course, last night Serena Williams was defeated by world number 116 Shelley Brady. Definitely, it's going to be interesting at the end of it. Talking about the US Open, which will kick off August the 31st. Okay, straight to some football stories now. MPFL, well, the teams are ready. Teams are ready now for the finals. Talking about full kicking off of the 2020-2021 MPFL season. The team says they are ready. The team says they are already started preparations to make it into the next season. Don't forget that NFF, the LNC, has assured that if government lifts a COVID-19 ban, football in Nigeria will definitely return. That's talking about MPFL will be returning by either the end of September or the beginning of October. So clubs are saying, oh, we're ready for it, and especially the clubs who are going to the continent. And that's talking about Kano Pillars, also talking about Plateau United, talking about also Rivers United and Enyimba International. For Plateau United, they have secured the services of Moses Effiong from Dakada FC, Bashir Abdul Rahman from Enyimba, and also from under-20 defender Ali Salahuddin. On the part of Enyimba, they have signed Hassan Abubakar, Samad Kadiri, and also Anthony Omaka from Wiki Terrorist, Lobby Stars, and also Sunshine Stars, respectively. Meanwhile, Kwara United, of course, don't forget that the only thing that didn't make them go into relegation was the fact that the season did not end at the end of the day. Kwara United don't want it to be twice beaten, so they have gone all out to splash out money this time on former Super Eagles goalkeeper Dele Ayenuba. So many people remember him. Also, they have signed Michael Ohano from Akwa United, Jude Fatoku from Sunshine, and also Afiz Unosiru from Niger Tenerife. Also, Abla Warriors are in the market. They are buying. They have secured the services of former under-23 national team coach Mama Makukabo. Of course, so many people know that. But of course, they are looking at the goalkeeping department. They are bringing in big wigs, in my opinion. They brought in Vincent Edafe from Dakada FC, and they also brought in the big man talking about Oluyole Kyojo from Sunshine Stars. Well, Abla Warriors out to make an emphatic statement talking about the season. Okay, straight away from there now to transfers in Europe. Well, Willian has completed his 3-year deal with us now after his Chelsea exit. Of course, Willian's contract with Chelsea expired after their Champions League tie with Bayern Munich with the lost. And Arsenal have beaten a competition from Barcelona and also Inter Miami to sign the 32-year-old. Willian made 47 appearances for Chelsea in our competitions last season. Mikel Arteta says that he is really happy that Willian is a part of the squad now. That Willian has a whole lot of versatility that he can add to the team, and he can also play in 3 or 4 different positions. Of course, Willian remains a key part of the Brazilian national squad, having made 70 appearances since making his debut back in 2011. Well, still talking about some transfer stories. One man says he's going nowhere as far as Arsenal fans are concerned, so you people should sit back, relax, keep calm, and watch me stay till 2021. That's talking about Mesut Ozil. I think for this one, it's going to be mixed reactions, of course, from the fan base. I've spoken to a whole lot of Arsenal fans, and they have talked about the fact that for some of them, they don't want him to stay. They believe that Arsenal should pay him off and let him go. And for some, they think that he should make Arsenal till the last penny, get his money, stay there at the end of the day. Well, 3 p.m. tomorrow, of course, we will be talking extensively about all of those transfer stories, and I will probably help it add up at the end of the day. Okay, talking about some of the awards coming in the English Premier League. Well, Heung-min Songs go against Burnley at the 2019-2020 season. That was early December. It has now been voted as the Premier League goal of the month. Well, for me, it deserves it. Absolutely fantastic strike from Heung-min Song right from the deep at the end of the day in there. Also, Liverpool defender Alexander Trent-Arnold has been named as a Premier League Young Player of the Season. Don't forget that Trent-Arnold is also in contention for the Player of Season award, but since he has gotten the Young Player of the Year now, I don't think it's possible that he will be getting the Player of the Season award. So, but then it is England. Anything can definitely happen at the end of the day. So we will get to talk about that one as it comes by. But it's huge right there. Don't forget that results for Manager of the Season, Player of the Season, those ones are yet to come in. For Manager of the Season, we have Jurgen Klopp as a nominee. We have Frank Lampard as a nominee. Chris Wilder of Sheffield United also is a nominee for Manager of the Season. Huge ones right there. We will get to see who picks it up. Brendan Rodgers of Leicester City also is in the running for Manager of the Season. Well, don't forget, very important, Europa League will be resuming on Sunday night, and that is when Manchester United are taking Sevilla. It's going to be interesting rather. Sevilla, don't forget, they knocked out Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Europa League, so they will be facing off against another English opponent. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a whole lot on split right now to make sure that all that becomes possible. Another Europa League win for Manchester United. It's going to be huge. So many people remember the season Jose Mourinho won it with Also talking about the UEFA Europa League, the second game is going to be between that's Shakhtar Donetsk and also Inter Milan. Some people would say Manchester United should be able to get past Sevilla. Also, Inter Milan should be able to get past Shakhtar Donetsk to set up Manchester United Inter Milan final. And it's going to be refreshing, particularly to see Romelu Lukaku come up against his former team. A whole lot will definitely be expected from that one if it happens. But that's even a long way off. Well, later tonight, Bayern Munich is waiting in the semi-finals, and who will be facing them? It has to be either one of Olympique Lyon, who knocked out Juventus, or Manchester City, who knocked out Real Madrid. Big wigs in there. Olympique Lyon, they won't take anything away from them. Though, some would say that how will they be able to hold out against Manchester City for 90 minutes, which is the emphatic thing. And also, I think before I go, I need to say one thing that has been staying pretty tough on my mind since we started the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League. I think thanks to COVID-19, we have seen that UEFA Champions League can be played out in a very, very different, dramatic fashion. And when I say different dramatic fashion in this point in time, I'm talking about the fact that you take the UEFA Champions League to a different country entirely, and then you make it just 90 minutes. No home, no away. We stay there, we win, we go. It brings in a whole lot of diversity to the concept of the UEFA Champions League, and I particularly seem to enjoy it. Particularly, I'm saying it's my personal opinion now. Particularly, I seem to enjoy it more than the home and away format that we usually use before the coronavirus pandemic set in. It's pretty interesting. All of those things are going on at this point in time. We all knew that we would have so much fun from all the other things happening around us. So later tonight, Manchester City up against Olympique Lyon. Don't forget, definitely going to be interesting. Tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m., we will be talking about the results of that game. We'll be taking a preview into whatever happens in the Europa League, whatever will happen, of course, in the Europa League. Also, we will be taking a preview into the transfers for the season. Who is leaving, who is going. We'll talk about that one at length. Also, Mercedes, tomorrow during the show, I'm sure the Spanish Grand Prix should be over, so we should know who should get the bragging rights for the winner of the Spanish Grand Prix for the 2020 edition. Also, as far as F1 is concerned, there's a whole lot of talk now about the number of practice sessions they have. Some people say they should start reducing the number of practice sessions. Well, my thoughts on that one you will get to know tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. I will be right here waiting for you. For this morning, it's time we wrap it up and call it a day on the program. Once again, congratulations to Bayern Munich. It's the finals, the UEFA Champions League. Well, so many people will say they are favourites. Well, you can't get away now. PSG in the semi-final, Bayern Munich in the semi-final, Leipzig also in the semi-finals. And one thing they have in common, I need to tell you, is amazing crop of players. Until I come away again tomorrow, don't forget to always support sports. My name is Vera Kishala. Bye for now.
Oh yeah, 96.5 FM. That's the place to be with the radio experience.
If you're looking for the best in news, sports and entertainment, we got everything you need and so much more, yeah.
96.5 FM.
Oluyole.
96.5 FM.
Hear me now. Dial to the #1 station. Getting on quality information. Brighten up your day in so many ways. Tune to 98.5.
It's 10 minutes to 8, and yes, you're listening to Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's time for our commercial.
Papa John, I am afraid. Have you heard of coronavirus?
Yes, I have heard, but you can get it through contact with a person who may have the virus or live in an area with ongoing spread.
That is the problem. Before you know a person has it, you may have already gotten it.
That is why we must stop the spread.
How?
Do not shake anybody's hand and avoid touching people. Do not touch surfaces such as rails or stairs, public door handles, etc. In case you do, wash your hands properly with soap or use a sanitizer. Avoid crowded places and practice physical distancing at all times.
Physical distancing? What is that?
It means maintaining a 2-meter distance from the person nearest to you at all times. Most important, remember to wash your hands regularly with soap and under running water for at least 20 seconds, especially after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, going to the bathroom, or even before preparing and eating food. Avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth with unwashed hands.
Thank you, my husband. I feel a lot better.
Now go and wash your hand with soap and under running water for at least 20 seconds so you will feel best. This message is brought to you by UNICEF Nigeria.
Èmi mo nílẹ̀, èmi mo nílé mi, ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò jẹ́ kọ́kàn yóò balẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ ó gba ìwé àṣẹ èmi mo nílẹ̀, èmi mo nílé mi sí ọ̀fọ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba? Rárá o, èmi ò gba ìwé àṣẹ kankan, ṣùgbọ́n èmi mo ní nǹkan mi. Dandan ni o gbọ́dọ̀ gba ìwé àṣẹ èmi mo nílẹ̀, èmi mo nílé sí ọ̀fọ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba. Ìgbà yẹn ni tó lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ lórí dúkìá rẹ. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti ṣètò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe gba ìwé àṣẹ èmi mo nílẹ̀, èmi mo nílé mi sí ọ̀fọ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn àti owó pínísí. Láàárín 60 ọjọ́ péré wàá rí sí ọ̀fọ̀ rẹ gbà. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti ṣètò àwọn káàdì tó dàbí recharge card. Káàdì yìí lẹ máa kọ́kọ́ rà pẹ̀lú 6,000 naira. Ìlànà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lo káàdì yìí ti wà lára ẹ̀. Ìyẹn lẹ máa fi gba fọ́ọ̀mù. Ẹ lè rí àwọn recharge card yẹn rà ní gbogbo ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ onídàgbàsókè tó wà jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Èèyàn ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì tó bá kọ́kọ́ wá yóò jẹ àǹfààní ẹ̀dínwó ìdá 15 nínú owó tí wọ́n fẹ́ san. Bákan náà lẹ́tún lè lo sí ọ̀fọ̀ yìí láti fi ya owó fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé sí i. Pè sórí nọ́mbà yìí 0700 696 52637 0700 696 52637.
Orí mi wú ọmọ mi ọkùnrin tó bọ́ọ̀lù wọnú àwọn tí wọ́n fi gbégbá orókè nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù àfẹsẹ̀gbá àti ilé ẹ̀kọ́ wọn. Ọmọ mi obìnrin náà tún gba àmì ẹ̀yẹ nínú ìdíje ijó rẹ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Indomie noodles tèmi nìkan fún oúnjẹ aṣaralóore pàtàkì fún àṣeyọrí ẹbí mi àti fífún àwọn ọmọ mi ní okun tí ó pé láti ṣe àṣeyọrí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfi ọkàn wọn. Èmi ò ní fi Indomie noodles mi rọ́pò ohunkóhun nílé ayé yìí.
Ẹ̀yin màmá ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín ṣe déédéé pẹ̀lú ìṣaralóore ti Indomie kí wọ́n bá lè jẹ́ ẹni tí ó dára jù nínú ohun gbogbo tí wọ́n bá ń ṣe.
Ẹ̀yin màmá kí lè dúró ṣe.